All right. Good morning, everybody. Hear me again. Morning, morning, morning. I have not sent a bulletin for a while, so I have to apologize for the lack of being in contact. Right. This weekend going here, I went home in South. I'll go South every now and then, spend a couple of days. Right. So I'll give you all a little insight into my personal life now. Right. Which I mean, we had to do that, right? Because at the end of the day, we have a little rapport going here, right? As I tell people all the time, the more things I know about my students in their personal life, the better, because we all know that sometimes things that go on in your personal life affects your ability to function, whether it's school or whether it's work or whatever else, right? So I would also have to open up a little bit in terms of giving all you a little insight, into my own movements. So for example, me making a live here and you're actually um seeing a big part of my room in the background. I mean that is how to put it. Um, it's an interesting step for me because I really don't like to put my stuff out. But you all are different, you all are my people, you all are my students, so we have a little fun, we have a little something going. All right. So I went home over the weekend and I spent one of the days just recovering from some crazy hours. I slept for most of the day. I did some work around the house, and then the following day I was on the road for the entire day. I went to see some family members and stuff. Right, there was a death in the family as well. One of my aunts passed away the Friday, and the funeral was Wednesday. Right, so I wasn't really in touch for some days. So I am apologizing for the lack of contact, but a couple of you all would have messaged me one on one individually on one or two matters, and you did get a response. So it wasn't as if I was totally incommunicado. But sometimes I just was out of it for a little bit. And the same thing will happen to each of you all. There'll be times when you'll go missing for a few days, and that is fine. We know how the thing is. The most important thing is that the work is there. And even if for one reason or the other, you're not in contact or I am not in contact, then you still have a responsibility to yourself to continue pushing, right? Even while you're waiting on me to get back online. So that's basically it. I want to welcome some new people. We had some new people coming in over the last few days, and I would have spent some time adding them to the WhatsApp group, adding them to the mailing list on my email so that when I email, everybody get it. I want to welcome each and every one. I don't want to call out all the names now, but the newbies, you all know yourselves. All right. So in this update, I'm not going to give out any work in this update. This update is just me reconnecting with everybody. And then over the course of this weekend coming here, I will be doing some recording. You see, I've cut down the hair and thing and dye up the mustache and thing, right? So I'm looking at it fresh. Yeah, I'll cut myself a little bit there and I have a little cut here too. So that heal up and thing. But I dye out the mustache and thing, So I'm going in recording mode now. Trying to look a little neat now. So this weekend I'll be doing some recording. So for the Form 5 Add.Maths, I will be pushing ahead with some recording on sorry, I forget. I'm not going to be talking about that in this video. I will give you all some further updates. Today is Friday. Tomorrow you all will get some updates, each of the different groups. All right. Now, I have a few different subsets of people in here. All right. And I would have had this conversation with the people who are in already. So the new people, pay attention. All right. Sorry about that. We have the Form 3s. I have some Form 3s and Form 2s in the group. So for you all, I will be focusing on the NCSE syllabus, right? That is the syllabus for the end of Form 3, right? It means that we have certain things to cover that we would necessarily be doing with the Form 4s and the Form 5s. However, for the Form 4s and the Form 5s, the NCSE syllabus covers the early part of the entire syllabus. So in other words, the NCSE is a subset of the entire CXC CSEC syllabus. So the early topics, if you need to work on them, you can always go back, right? I would have had some videos there on some of the earlier topics already. All right, significant figures, decimal places, some work on fractions. I had to get deeper into that now. So the Form 4s and the Form 5s, you always have the ability to benefit from whatever I do with the Form 3s and the Form 2s. All right. I will be, as I would have said last, separating in different groups. So another group we're dealing with would be the students the private students, people who are not in school, but doing the thing. I'll put you all in a separate group. So just as I would have had the lives with the Add.Maths students last week, this week I will have some live sessions with the working people. I will have some live sessions with the NCSE students. All right, and then we have the Form 4, Maths and Add.Maths. All right, for the Add.Maths, we're starting at the beginning of the syllabus coming up. We would have had some work that we would have done with you all already. All right, so I would have given the students who were already with me prior to last week some work to do, some assignments. Well, the Add.Maths students, not so much the maths, right? And by Add.Maths, I mean Form 5 Add.Maths. I would have given you all some assignments. No, I would have given the maths people some assignments too. So the people who doing maths, we had to get to the end of coordinate geometry 3. Right? The Form 4 Add.Maths and the Form 5 Add.Maths, we have some targets. I am still expecting that you all would have done that work. If you haven't done it yet, or if you started and you haven't finished it, right? You have this weekend to finish it, right? Write it out. And as you write it out, you take a picture and send it so I can see that you do it. One, and also, as you write it out, you could put that in your own records so that you have that. So in other words, you're going to build up a file now of written work where you would have done assignments. All right. And I will do the corrections and you will take note of the corrections for your own purposes. So I wouldn't have the ability to physically correct your paper and send it back. But when I give you a question and I provide the solutions, you now have the opportunity to take note of the solutions, take note of where it went wrong, ask a question if you have to, make whatever adjustments you need to make. All right. So we're taking this thing seriously. This is not us using the online situation as a stopgap measure until school open back. No, that was never my intention, even long before the COVID. And it surely is not my intention now. All right. So I want to encourage people who may have been lapsing with the assignments that I gave you all. Go back into your email, go back into your WhatsApp and listen. If you're still not sure what you were supposed to do, listen to it because I'll be giving you all the assignments in the videos. All right. So I have some stuff for me. I will be giving you all a question. I did promise you all a question. I will send that question this Friday. Later today, I have some runs to go and make this morning. So I will be sending questions for each of the groups that I gave assignments to. And those questions will have marks. So now we're getting into a different level now. It is one thing to understand the work. It is another thing to get marks in an exam under time pressure. Right? Performing under pressure is part of life, no matter what you're doing. Right? And in the academic realm, part of the pressure is exams. You want to be able to reproduce a certain level of results under pressure. That is basically what an exam is. Right? And if you could reproduce a certain level of results under pressure, then it shows that you have a certain level of command, a certain level of competence, a certain level of you know what you're doing, so to speak. a certain level of understanding. All right, so I will be giving you questions with marks. So you're now getting into that mindset, into that mentality of accumulating marks, right? So don't worry about the time yet. We will introduce the time pressure a little later. But for now, the first step is getting into that mindset of, all right, I have a question here with 10 marks. Let me see how much of them 10 marks I can get, right? Let me see if I can get all them 10 marks, all right? You start with one question, then we move on to 2 questions, etc., etc. So basically, the idea is that for every single question that you do in an exam, the first goal is to see if you could get all the marks, right? Maths is our subject where you could total questions at will. The total number 1, the total number 2, the total number 3, etc., etc., etc. All right? The teacher don't really have much wiggle room in terms of taking away marks once you show you're working and get the right answer. Right? 2 and 2 is 4. Anywhere in the world, in any language, any time of the day or night. All right? And that is one of the nice aspects about maths. There isn't too much room for subjectivity. You know, if the teacher don't like you and they put 2 and 2 equal 4, you don't really have a choice but to give you the marks, you know. All right? But you have to perform at a particular level so that it doesn't really matter what the person correcting your paper thinks. If you put it down correctly, they have to give it the marks. Now, of course, it takes a certain level of work to get to that point. All right. So we introducing the aspect of mark accumulation of marks. We bring in that as part of the thing now. All right. So we add in a new dimension to the thing. So look out for that. Right. I will send the questions later today, and I will give the solutions by Sunday. So I'll give it only a day or 2 to do it on all your own. It's okay if you get help at this stage. That is not a problem, right? At some point in the not too distant future, we will introduce the whole aspect of time, working under pressure, where is you against the clock. Yes, we will figure out a way to do that online too. Don't worry, we will do that online too. We got some nice little exam sessions and things, right? We're gonna make it nice. We're gonna make it nice. So, different groups of people, look out for separate video updates, right? And as always, if you know anybody who would benefit from this thing that we're doing here, feel free to send them my number, let them call me, let them WhatsApp me, and let me get the show on you, right? This video update was about 13 minutes. Others, you know, we don't normally go so long, but I'm a couple lost time now. It's a long time I talked to all that thing. All right. So I have some questions to answer from a couple of y'all. A couple of y'all would have sent some questions, and that will also be part of the recording that I'll be doing over the weekend. All right. So if any of you have any questions on the work that you would have been doing so far, send them now so that I could include that in this next set of recording that I'll be doing. I'll make some nice little videos, do up some solutions and things, and I will be giving you all those answers over the course of next week, right? Because all you know it is in a math class, right? Or in any class for that matter. You have 10 people in a class, and you might have 1 or 2 students who might be brave enough to be asking questions all the time. And then when they answer the questions that they send, you realize, well, half of the class had the same problem. All right. So anytime one of you all send something for me, that is an opportunity for me. It's what we call a teaching moment, right? It's an opportunity for me to explain something and then share it with everybody so that everybody can benefit. So that's it for now. Look out for some more updates over this weekend coming here. Those of you who had the assignments, I'm not going to repeat the assignments here. If you know what the assignment is, finish it and send it for me. If you don't know what the assignment is, go back and find it. For the new people, don't worry about the assignments. you all will just fall in between this weekend into the following week. All right, so the new people just stay put for now. I'll be giving you all work over the weekend and you will see exactly what we're doing. All right, so take care, keep good, enjoy all your Friday, be safe, enjoy the weekend, and let we do the thing and let we do it nice.